Hello and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll recap another successful weekend for the Ferris State Bulldogs as we check in with Bulldog Football, men's basketball, and the Ferris State volleyball team. We'll start first, though, with Bulldog Football and joined by defensive coordinator Ryan Hodges. And Ryan, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Another big win for the Bulldogs this past weekend, Senior Day. Got a 24-14 victory over Northwood, and certainly a nice win after that big victory against Grand Valley State the week before.
Absolutely, it was a hard-fought win against a really good football team. Northwood's they were 5-3 coming into the contest, and we knew that they would fight hard against us.
I know before we get to the highlights, obviously Senior Day, 25 seniors honored before the game got underway, and I know a large number of those guys on the defensive side. Talk about what that class has meant to Bulldog football.
It's been great. We've been here for now 5-6 years, and this is one of our first classes that have come fully all the way through, and it's been a great experience working with all those guys. And I got a lot of seniors in the secondary in particular, and on defense, like you said, we're almost made up mostly of seniors. So it's been awesome having them. They've had a great run, and it's not over yet.
As we go to some of the highlights of the game, got off to a good start in that opening quarter, taking on a Northwood team that much improved at 5-3 coming into the contest.
Yeah, absolutely. In the highlights here, you can see, we started off pretty good on defense. They tried to take a couple shots early, and we came away with a lot of big stops early on against them. And their option and their perimeter blocking was really good. And you can see here on 4th and 16, we go for it, and we get a big play out of our offense, which helps to get that, that 7-point cushion.
Malik Taylor having the touchdown grab there, had a big first quarter, 6 catches for 106 yards, and here defensively able to kind of shut down the run here early against a Northwood team that obviously likes to run the ball.
Yeah, it was good to be able to stop their run. They did have some successful plays, and we made a few minor adjustments in the first half to really try to shore some of the stuff up and keep them out of the end zone.
Here, Reggie Bell across the middle again to Malik Taylor here as he took a 7-0 lead going into the second quarter here shortly, and the Bulldogs will get another score here early in the second quarter to make it a 2-score contest.
Yeah, it was real nice to see us able to put up 2 scores, go to 14-0 before the half, and really we felt really good defensively, but we felt like we still had some things that we needed to clean up, and really we played better in the second half defensively until about 7 minutes left in the game. This was one of their best drives in the first half, and finally we made a play, and it's nice to have Zach Sealer on your side. I know that.
Devontae Harrington had a touchdown run. This one going to be called back with a penalty, but nonetheless, you had a 2-score lead, a chance here to put some more points on the board, but took a 2-score lead into halftime.
Yeah, going into halftime and being able to keep them out of the end zone and off the scoreboard really helped us going into the second half. It could have easily been a 1-score game had we made one mistake. So.
Had some opportunities to get some pressure on the quarterback, 3 sacks, forced 3 turnovers on the day.
Yeah, the takeaway part of it was really key. I mean, if Zach doesn't get that fumble recovery early in the second quarter, then we give up a field goal there, and now it's a different game. All right, so instead we give up 0 points there.
Offense able to pile up about 450 yards here in the contest. Some good hard running here. We saw Jahan Brown, now Robert Thomas running hard between the tackles.
Yeah, they're a great 1-2 punch, those two guys. Jahan's a great athlete, and to say Robert Thomas is a backup is kind of tragic because he could start almost on any team.
Here in the fourth quarter, an opportunity here coming up shortly to take a 3-score lead on a Wyatt Ford field goal, and certainly a big score here at this point of the contest.
Yeah, that 4th down stop was huge for us. And then, up until about 7 minutes left in the game, we'd only given up 150 yards on defense. So those last couple drives really kind of put a bad taste in my mouth to end the game.
You got obviously they got that touchdown, but you come right back here, an important touchdown here from Javon Shaw to make it 24-7.
Yeah, that really helped because now they go down and score on a trick play, and without that touchdown, it would have been really close. So you can see it here. This was one of the frustrating ones. We got guys hustling, trying to go and give us another chance to line up, but it just didn't work out.
Northwood will cut it back to a 2-score game at 24-14. They get the onside kick, and then fortunately a big defensive play here to kind of seal the win.
Yeah, Tavi goes, and they just kind of throw it up to him. Tavi makes a great play, and right here all of us kind of want him to go down, but as long as he secures the football, we're good. We end up getting another pick shortly after that as well to really end the game.
You mentioned those guys in the secondary being seniors, Javante Alexander, Tavier Thomas, Casey Zenner. Talk about what those guys have meant in your position group?
Well, in my position group, it makes it so much easier for me as a coach because I've coached them every single year, and they've taken things that they've learned from previous years, and I can just simply tell them what to do, and they know exactly what I'm talking about. And a lot of times I don't even have to tell them. They recognize stuff. If a team shows us a formation that we didn't prep for because they hadn't shown it all year, they know what to do. So having that senior leadership back there, having Tavi and Book out at the corners that can just lock people down, as well as Zenner, who's kind of like a coach on the field, it's really been a benefit to our secondary.
Bulldogs improved to 7-1 overall, obviously ranked in the top 5 in the regional rankings. Talk about where you're at and what goals are still out there that you have a chance to reach.
Well, for us, all our goals are still intact. The big thing for us is making sure that we, take it week by week, and we got Davenport this week. Everything else that happens within the league and within the region is out of our hands. We got to take care of our business. We got to beat Davenport and then move on to week 11. And hopefully we can get a home game. That would be nice for our fans and for our team to be able to have a home game, but that's out of our hands. We just got to do our job.
You mentioned Davenport, first ever matchup against the Panthers this coming weekend, a new member in the GLIAC, and obviously at least the coaching staff you're familiar with, led by Sparky McEwen, a former Bulldog and a former assistant coach.
Yep, coached with Sparky here for the past 5 years, and I also coached his son, AJ, who's coaching for them. I've coached with Bart Estela, who coaches for them, and Travis Sikowski is there as well, who coached here with us. So a lot of familiarity there. And they're going to be ready. They've gotten a lot better. They're much improved. They've only got 1 win on the season, but that doesn't mean that they can't come out and play. So we're going to be ready for them.
Talk about what you've seen out of them off of film, obviously with so many guys, familiar style, maybe to what the Bulldogs do.
Yeah, they like to spread it out. They're running a lot of our similar plays, our offense. They're running power read, jet read, gut cue, a lot of motion, a lot of formation into the boundary. They run a lot of empty. And so they've really amped it up, and their kids are starting to believe a little bit. They've been in a lot of close games lately, and so we got a lot to prepare for. And there are some kids on that team that we know as well that we recruited or even had been here in the past and are there now. But they'll be ready to go. I know Sparky will have them ready.
4 out of the last 5 have been here at home. Now you go on the road for 2 straight to wrap up the regular season. What does it take to go on the road and come back with a couple victories?
Yeah, it's been even our road games lately have been pretty close. So even this one's a close game. It can be tough to go on the road. Sometimes it can be a little bit better just knowing that your whole team is right there. Our guys are pretty focused. Having a senior group helps because they know what it takes. They understand that they've got to lay it down at a certain time and that they got to be mentally focused on the game. So being on the road in these 2 contests, we should just go there and handle our business like we normally do.
Well, Coach Hodges, congratulations again on the win. Best of luck as you take on Davenport this Saturday down in Grand Rapids.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.